Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new unboxing video right here on Night Owl Video. This is my, in fact, second unboxing. The first unboxing would only be known to people who've been watching my channel since its inception, because I guess that would have been 3 years ago that I got the Criterion Eraserhead Blu-ray, and I did an unboxing of that. And that's the only other actual official new release unboxing that I've done on my channel. So kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. And this movie's kind of a big deal, really. If you've never seen Lucio Fulci's The Beyond, listen, I would never judge anybody. I blissfully was unaware of most things growing up. I knew Freddy Krueger, and I knew Star Wars, and I knew Aliens, and I knew Indiana Jones and Conan, and I knew the sort of mainstays. But as far as underground, not underground, but less known things, David Lynch was kind of the one I went to, and I guess I always liked his movies. But I wasn't a horror hound back in the 80s. It wasn't until probably the late 80s I went to see Pet Sematary and Candyman, and I saw some of those in the theater. But the early 80s I don't know. I say this in my videos a lot. I was just busy doing other stuff. I had seen Evil Dead, I had seen The Thing, I had seen Friday the 13th. I had seen some, I guess, kind of more obscure stuff. I saw Dolls with my sister. I saw, me and my sister rented horror movies sometimes on the weekend. But I didn't see a lot of the real weird stuff. And in our video stores, you would have never seen this. I live in rural Nova Scotia in Canada. When I was growing up, I lived in New Brunswick, and there was some cool video shops, don't get me wrong. Shout out to Video King and Wiley, but we didn't. Or maybe I just wasn't. I was blissfully unaware of what was going on in cinema, and so a lot of the cult stuff and weird stuff, you really had to dig for it. National Video, which is where I usually went with my sister and my friends, we saw Liquid Sky, and we saw Blue Velvet, and we saw. Gosh, I'm trying to remember some of the other things that we would have seen back then, but those are always the ones I think of. So The Beyond, Italian stuff, we just didn't see it. So flash forward all these years later, and I was watching another channel on YouTube, and they were really praising The Beyond. And so I watched it on streaming, and it was on Shudder actually here in Canada, and I was floored by that movie. So when I heard it was coming out in Canada, I think it was it was last Monday, I guess. I had to get it. It came out a week ago, I think, in Canada. Though, that said, this box says it says 2024 on it, so I don't know. Maybe it came out in other parts before it did here, but it's new to me. It was coming out on Tuesday. I got it. Anyway, so this is an unboxing of Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. This was put out by Grindhouse Releasing. This is Grindhouse 16. This is the 4K release, which is a ridiculously long 6-disc release. It has one UHD, 4K. It has 3 Blu-rays, 1 DVD, and 1 compact disc. This is Region A. It's got DTS, Master Audio, Dolby Vision. Yep. And like I said, it's Grindhouse Releasing. This is the 6-disc deluxe edition. So we'll go around the box. This is a hard box, so it's pretty nice. There's the back. If you want to freeze it, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. If you freeze frame, you can see all the stuff. I'm going to go through it anyway, but that's the back of the box. The top says The Beyond. The bottom says The Beyond. The side is, am I holding that right? There's a book, and there's this Ibon, which is the book in the movie. So bear in mind, I've seen this now twice. I did watch the 4K the other night. It did look really nice. I gotta be honest, I was a little underwhelmed. Maybe I don't know what the version of on Shudder is. If that's a 4K version or even like a 1080p. I remember on Shudder it looked really good, and when I put this on, it looked really good. But I guess I was going in thinking this is gonna blow my socks off. It was still really good, but it looked basically like the streaming version. I'm not a hi-fi person. Like I have a TCL 4K TV and I have a Panasonic 4K player. So yeah, I'm not one of these like hi-fi nerds. No slag against them. Of course, they've got their thing and that's amazing. And like I've commented in a lot of my other videos, God, it's hot in here. My eyesight's getting to the point now where DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, I have a really hard time. Maybe the DVD to Blu-ray, but I don't really see like a massive difference. The only one I've ever watched that I thought looked really, really different, like visibly upgraded, was The Shining Blu-ray. So I've not seen The Shining 4K. I don't have that in my collection yet, but that'll probably be one that I'll get eventually. Here's the book inside Lucio Fulci's The Beyond, or in Spanish it's La Aldila. This is a Tenebrarum booklet. I guess that must be the company that makes it. Here's the back. That was a cool scene in the movie. So this is a book. It was written by Martin Bean and Jesper Mork. And it is believe it or not, just this little tiny book. It has 70 pages. So I won't go through every page, but it does have obviously photos from the movie. It has essays in it. More than meets the eye. Lucio Fulci and Beyond by Jesper Mork. The Beyond, Dardano Sacchetti's MyFed synopsis. The Beyond, Dardano Sacchetti's early 26-page treatment. A classic art gallery by Martin Bean. And Laldalila, or the original title by Martin Bean. Quintessential Fulci by Martin Bean. Parts 1, looks familiar, Fulci copying Fulci. And part 2, the Lucio Fulci style. Typical stylistic and some elements. What is that? Contextual elements. I don't know that word. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, this is a crazy book. I have not even really dredged into this much. Speaking of dredging, oh, is that? Oh, wow. Yeah. So this is the kind of thing that you should expect if you watch The Beyond. Yeah, this movie is, guys, this movie is wild. Oh yeah, this is really cool too. I did actually look at this part. So this has movie posters from, I guess, different parts of the world. Doesn't say beside the posters or whatever, but I guess that's the original title for the film, The Beyond. I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to pronounce it again. There's some more posters there. So this movie, you guys will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is from 1981, I want to say. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So here above the pictures, it says what country it's from. So there's Spain, there's Pakistan. The next one's really funny because I recognized it right away. It's another Pakistani poster. Some of you out there might know that poster. I have this movie on VHS. It's called Star Slammer. I know it has another title. What is it? Prison Ship, aka Star Slammer. So this is another poster from Pakistan. In this case, simply using the title The Beyond, the credits say Catherine McCall, David Warbeck, directed by Lucio Fulci. The artwork, however, doesn't really fit. It clearly shows images of a science fiction film. The main motif can undoubtedly be attributed to Fred Olen Ray's prison ship, aka Star Slammer, The Escape, aka The Adventures of Tora, prison ship Star Slammer from 1984. The film is actually, which film is actually being advertised here, probably remains the secret of the Pakistani distributor. So there's Germany. So yeah, this booklet's really nice. I mean, I won't drag this video out super long. Here's France and Japan. That's a cool poster. For all you poster nerds out there, I know some folks collect those. Apparently in America, the movie is called The Seven Doors of Death. Great Britain. Yeah, so and then there's like side-by-side comparisons of scenes from different Fulci movies where Fulci is kind of like, my understanding is he's kind of like reused the camera shots and the angles and things for this new movie. But yeah, it's a cool little booklet, really nice. Now on to the main fare. This is what the movies or the discs are housed in. This is not my favorite type of disc housing for the reason that I'm going to tell you now, which is it is in cardboard. Yeah. So when you take the disc out, you're actually dragging the disc over cardboard, which not a big fan of that. I guess 4Ks and Blu-rays are fairly impervious to scratching, but the DVD and the CD will not probably survive. So I'm trying to take it out as little as possible. But so disc 1 is the original theatrical edition, which repeats the box cover art. Disc 2 is the original theatrical version, composer's cut by Fabio Frizzi. Fabio Frizzi. That's a cool poster too there. Oh yeah, so I should probably tell you what's on them. So on the original theatrical cut, you get audio commentary with David Werbeck and Catriona Macaulay, audio commentary by cinematographer Sergio Salvati, audio commentary by makeup artist Gianetto De Rossi. Interviews Fabio Frizzi cut, which runs about 31 minutes and 46 seconds, and Beyond the Beyond, Simone Scarfidi, which is an hour and 5 minutes long. So I will say this, all I have done so far with this box set is watched the original theatrical version on 4K. So, but what I was going to say is, by the looks of it, this set is stacked with stuff. So the original theatrical version, the extras on here are commentary tracks, audio commentary with stars David Warbeck and Catriona McCall, audio commentary by cinematographer. Wait, this is the same commentary track? Okay. Okay, this has the exact same stuff on it. Okay. Scratch that. Disc 3 is extras. So we have Catriona McCall and David Warbeck. No, it's not. In London in 1995. That's a 66-minute long interview. Emily's Eyes with Cynthia Monrealia. That's almost 17 minutes long. When Al Met Lucio, Al Cliver. That runs about 16 minutes long. Arachnophobia with Michelle Mirabella. That runs about 28.5 minutes long. Of Blood and Ink with Dardano Sacchetti. That runs almost 46 minutes long. Murder They Wrote with Giorgio Maruzzo, almost 13 minutes long. Beyond the Stuntman, Ottaviano Del Acqua and Massimo Vanni, and that runs about 11 minutes and 41 seconds. Being the Sound Guy with Ugo Celani, that runs 26 minutes. Voices from the Beyond with Pino Colizzi, that's 21 minutes 46 seconds. Eye of the Witness with Michelle Romagnoli, that's 21 minutes 38 seconds. Eros and Violence, Emmanuel Taglietti, and that runs 34 minutes 27 seconds. Taglietti is always that name I enjoyed saying. The trailers, it has international trailer, German trailer, US trailer, Seven Doors of Death, the US re-release trailer, Seven Doors of Death TV spots, and the US re-release radio spots. And this has another poster which looks like German, I think that's the German one being repeated there. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. That's disc 3. Disc 4 is archival extras. I'm all like, Grindhouse really put the muscle into this thing. It's pretty wild. There's another movie poster. This disc has archival interviews with Looking Back the Creation of the Beyond, which runs almost 48 minutes long. So these interviews and featurettes are like substantial. This isn't just like, a lot of modern like Hollywood movies, you get like a 7-minute featurette. The making of Evil Dead Rise, or like behind the scenes of Evil Dead Rise, is like, no, this is the real stuff here. The New Orleans Connection, Larry Ray, that runs 44 minutes, 29 seconds. Beyond and Back with Catriona McCall, that's 34 minutes. See Emily Play, Cinzia Monreal, that's almost 22 minutes long. Making It Real, Gianotto De Rossi and Maurizio Trani, and that's 32 minutes, 24 seconds. Lucio Fulci interview from August of 1988, part 1 at 20 minutes, 4 seconds. Lucio Fulci interview, August 1988, part 2, 13 minutes, 4 seconds. Eurofest 94 with Lucio Fulci and David Warbeck, that's 46 minutes, 1 second. Eurofest 96 with Catriona McCall and Dave Warbeck, 5 minutes, 23 seconds. 1996 Festival of Fantastic Films, Catriona McCall, 12 minutes, 15 seconds. 1996 Festival of Fantastic Films, David Warbeck, 21 minutes and 5 seconds. Beyond Italy, U.S. distributor Terry Levine, with 19 minutes and 1 second. This also has production stills, behind the scenes, promotional materials, video releases, and Beyond the Beyond. So that's disc 4. Disc 5, which is the DVD, has the Seven Doors of Death presented in Dolby Stereo. The special features on here are the Beyond in the Age of Aquarius, which is a 40-minute long featurette, Seven Doors of Death trailer, and Drive-In Asylum newsprint ad gallery. And so there's the poster for the Seven Doors of Death. And then disc 6 is the Composer's Cut, original motion picture soundtrack by Fabio Frizzi. That's actually a really nice print there. That would be a nice poster to have on your wall, actually. Well, I think anyway. That almost looks like the Evil Dead 2 skull, doesn't it? I wonder. I heard a quote recently, and it was like, if you're an artist, if you're gonna steal from the best. So this has music composed, orchestrated, and conducted by Fabio Frizzi, recorded by Giuseppe Medi at Octopus Music Factory Studio in Rome, mastered by Simon Gibson at Abbey Road Studio in London. And then it lists all of the players, produced by Fabio Frizzi. And this is a 33-track soundtrack CD. So this is really impressive. Like, shout out to Grindhouse. So if any of you have been following me since the beginning of my channel over 3 years ago, Giallo and Italian stuff was it was a blind spot for me. I remember my friends Grant and Marcy were really into this stuff, and I remember them going on about it back in like the mid 90s. So, clearly they were way cooler than I was. But in more recent years, since I've started collecting physical media about 5 years ago, like seriously, I've always had a little collection, which is going to be a bit of my news coming. But I just didn't know about any of this stuff. So I walked blindly into Giallo. And as some of you know, I haven't been really into it. I respect it. I respect the filmmakers. I respect fans out there on YouTube who praise the movies. I've seen like Tenebrae. I saw the bird with the crystal plumage. I saw a handful of other ones. Not really my thing. I think they're cool. I think maybe I'll rewatch them over time. But the Italian horror ones, I would say, is like more like this. Or like, what's the one there? I have it on a double set with Sleepaway Camp. Is it like cemetery by the house by the cemetery or something. I kind of like that one. So a lot of these are really new to me. But this one, I've heard so many horror fans, like real devout horror fans who have dug deeper than I have, say like this is super good. So I did watch it in advance, and as soon as I was done watching, I was like, I need that in my collection. So when I saw it was coming out in this beautiful 4K edition, I grabbed it. I'm not going to say it's not. Again, I'm not super smart. I'm a pretty basic person. So I found myself confused sometimes during this movie, and I did read that some other folks had found this a little bit strange to follow, but it was so beautiful, so gory, and I guess even a bit of the confusion I kind of liked, because it gave me, like, I'm not going to say it gave me David Lynch vibes, but like, you know, when you watch Mulholland Drive and you're like, what the hell is going on in this movie? It gave me those kind of feels, and maybe that's why I was kind of drawn to it. So I really, really enjoyed it. Now, I did watch it last week when I got this. I can't say I liked it as much as I liked it the first time I watched it, but I'm starting to think that maybe it's like when you watch a movie, if you're in a certain headspace and you really love it, then it matches your headspace. But if you're not in that headspace and you put it on, you might not super love it. So, like I watched the movie The Hidden today with Kyle MacLachlan. That was a movie I watched several years ago that I loved. I rewatched it today and I was like, yeah, it was pretty cool. But I remember when I first watched it, I thought, I need to go out and tell everybody about The Hidden, because I thought nobody talks about this movie. I rewatched it today. I thought it was good. The ending is very sweet. But I wasn't as taken with it. So I think sometimes when we're talking about movies, or if we're fans of film, sometimes that you have that experience. It's not necessarily bad. And I won't necessarily get rid of a movie as soon as I have those feelings, because like other instances, I'll watch it, hate it, and then I'll rewatch it and love it. Like Alien Romulus, for example. Hated it in the movie theater, loved it at home. So that's maybe a poor example, because I don't think it's a brilliant movie, but certainly it happens from time to time. Let me know in the comments below of movies you've had that kind of feeling with. I know I could probably think of some others if I really thought, but guys, that was my unboxing of The Beyond, the Lucio Fulci movie. Yeah, I'm not claiming to be a mega fan. I know there's definitely people out there who are way bigger fans of this stuff than I am, and so you should go check them out and listen to what they have to say. I just want to double check the year. Yeah, so it says A Hotel Built Above Hell. That was the original simple premise for what would eventually become one of Lucio's most celebrated films. If asked in 1981, everyone involved would likely have expected The Beyond of 2024 to be a rotting abomination, faded into obscurity and long forgotten in this day and age, much like the Seven Doors of Death, or Seven Doors Hotel itself. Instead, this beautiful, dreamy, and poetic, as well as outlandish, vile, and macabre masterpiece is now lovingly, deservedly restored in glorious 4K. So that's a great description. Beautiful, dreamy, poetic, outlandish, vile, and macabre. I couldn't have said it better. So, yeah, so if you like bizarre foreign horror movies, Italian horror movies, if you are a gore hound, you'll probably like the stuff in here. There's a scene in here in a morgue, which keeps, I think it comes up twice in the movie or 3 times. And that setting alone, I think, is what really got me going with this movie. Because I have a weird thing with morgues and funeral homes and like, oh, don't tell me I'm going to forget. I can't remember the name of the movie. But there's movies that take place in these kinds of settings that really weird me out. I just rewatched the 1990 Tom Savini remake of Night of the Living Dead. That's another movie that gives me really weird, creepy vibes. And I think it's that, at the beginning when that corpse is walking towards the girl and Barbara, and he's he's come back from the dead and his suit is slowly falling off, and you see his like autopsy scars with the thread on his chest. Like, I remember the first time I saw that, I almost threw up in my mouth. Like, that really weirds me out. I'm a lot better with death now than I was when I was a teenager. I was really scared of death when I was younger and really creeped out, and I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to go to graveyards. Now I'm okay with it, and as I get older, obviously you have to get more comfortable with it because eventually it's coming. But yeah, any movie that has like a morgue or that kind of thing, like Possession of Hannah Grace was one. What was that other one where the father and the son were doing the morgue in the basement there? Like, that's a more recent movie. Yeah, just a lot of that stuff. So the mortuary scenes in this one, like the coroner's office or whatever, the operating room, ooh, it just really gave me the creeps. And there's lots of fluids. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, the makeup's incredible. The music, I'm really excited to listen to the soundtrack, but this thing is just all around beautiful and disturbing all at once. So I hope I've sold you on it. This box set retails, it retails at the shop where I got it for $120. I know, just take that in. I didn't pay that, and I'm not going to tell you why, but it's really expensive. And so that brings me to, and I don't want to drag this video out too long. I may do a separate video about this, but guys, since I bought this a week ago today, I haven't gone to the thrift store once. I should correct myself. I've gone into the thrift store twice in the last week, and I've not bought anything. I've had my pause on a few things, but I've decided that I'm going to slow down on my purchasing with physical media, because if you could see behind the camera, there are bloody stacks of movies. Not actually bloody, but there are damn high stacks of DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks and box sets and VHS and everything. Guys, I can't keep it up, I guess. And so I'm going to be refocusing my efforts on getting really nice things from now on. So rather than getting 50 dribs and drabs of things at thrift stores, as my friend Christina said, I'm going to kind of refocus and really not get as much stuff, but maybe get a few really nice things here and there. But I'm also not really in the market for like upgrading to higher quality. I mean, I didn't have this movie in my collection already, so I just went for the gusto and got the 4K, but this is going to be few and far between because I just can't afford it. And I've decided I want to save some money for other things in my life, so I am going to be slowing down, so you may see less thrifting hauls, but from time to time when I get really awesome things, I will do like unboxings or I'll talk about them. I did get 2 used records last week, so I may talk about those down the road. I may diversify into some music reviews and things like that. Maybe talk about some movies I've seen at the theater or on streaming. I'm definitely not giving up on physical media. I don't want you to feel like bummed out about that, because I love physical media. And the reality is, even though I try to cull things from my collection, I put them in little piles. A couple weeks later, I'm putting them back in the collection because I'm like, oh no, I want to keep that because of fill in the blank reason. Maybe it's a special feature, maybe it's a cool slipcover, maybe it's a box set that I don't want to give up. But I'm definitely downsizing and kind of being more mindful about what I buy. So with all that said, that's the kind of changes I'll be making. I might make a longer video where I go more into depth about what it is I'm doing, because this is just a very basic overview. I know a lot of you, I mean, my highest viewed videos are always thrifting hauls. But I realize I just can't keep that up because I'll be like surrounded by stacks of movies. Not that that sounds like a bad thing to me, but I have other goals in my life down the road. I know, I say I'm pushing 60. My sister says you're only pushing 56, but the reality is I'm getting older and the space is getting smaller. I live in like a real basic studio apartment. Like, I literally don't have a kitchen. I have a microwave and a hot plate and a toaster. So just thinking about things down the road. And you know, I did say it out loud a couple weeks ago. I was like, you know, I can't keep my movies forever. At some point I'm going to have to pay them forward to a movie fan or something like that. But for now, I'm going to enjoy them. and just see where I go with them and see where my collection goes. So I hope you'll continue to join me on my journey with physical media and movies. I will not be giving up this channel or slowing down, but I will be slowing down with my purchasing of used discs. Famous last words, maybe? Anybody out there who's a collector knows that it's a real struggle, but I'm really proud of myself. It's been a full week from today since I got the Beyond 4K, and I've even tempted myself by going into the thrift store a few times and Walmart looking at the new release rack, and I've seen some cool stuff. I saw the Terminator on 4K. I was like, that'd be nice, but I didn't pull the trigger. So I am going camping next week, so I don't know how much content I will have in the coming week. I do have part 3 of my What's in the Box video trilogy, if you want to complete the trilogy. Thank you to everybody who has commented, liked, subscribed. Appreciate all of your support. As you can see, I'm sweating. It is brutal hot out. It's like, I think it's like 30-degree humidex. Last week it was like 40, so it's just ridiculous. I can't wait for the fall. Speaking of which, guys, I gasped in the gift aisle of my local Shoppers Drug Mart. They had autumn stuff. Yes, they had a big wreath made out of wood with like green and brown and orange leaves on it. They had some pumpkin spice candles and things like that. So I was like, oh, I audibly gasped when I saw it. I was like, I'm really excited for the fall. That started last year with Halloween. I got really excited for the fall and for Halloween and spooky vibes. So I'm really kind of into it again this year, but I have to behave myself. The other thing, just quickly before I go, is with physical media is it's getting harder to find stuff. I started collecting in 2020, which was the first year of the, and I think that was sort of the last hurrah, because everyone was ditching stuff out of their house because they had nothing to do. They were cleaning up their houses, and I scored so much good stuff, like ridiculous amounts of stuff. I mean, if you look over here at my VHS shelf, which is actually only one VHS shelf, but like I got all those Halloweens, all those Godzillas. Like I got so much stuff at the beginning of the pandemic, and then over the last couple of years, it's just less and less and less and less cool stuff that you find. I can't honestly remember the last time I found something really cool at a thrift store, but I mean beyond just, average stuff. But guys, I don't want this to run too long. It's already run 32. If you've made it to the 33-minute mark, God bless you. I love you. Thank you for staying around. Thank you to everybody who has supported my channel. Guys, I'm not going anywhere, so I'll be putting up videos. This Friday I have What's in the Box episode 3. Saturday I should have a brand new episode of What's This Doing on My Shelf. And what else? Oh, I have a movie review coming up of Secret Window with Johnny Depp on Fright Fridays, which will be like a week from Friday. So be sure to watch out for that. And I'm kind of probably going to try to get back into more of my Cult Movie Tuesdays and my Fright Fridays and my Mainstream Mondays and my movie reviews and things like that. I may even start doing like what Mid-Level Media does, like upcoming releases that are coming out on physical media, so that you can keep attuned with what's coming out. So that's an idea. If you guys have other ideas for my channel that you'd like to see me do, let me know in the comments below. No thank you to the people who have left shitty comments recently. Jog on. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my unboxing of the Beyond Box set. That's it. So long for now. But not for too long. So I'll be back Friday. But until then, take good care of yourselves, and I will see you at the, or just, but until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, kids.